Good morning, my students. Our lesson today is Unit 11, Lesson 3 and 4. Lesson 3, Grammar. Listen and read. Who was interviewed on the news?
Listening 99. Listen and read. Who was interviewed on the news?
On the news last night, a reporter interviewed an astronaut in space.
Wow! What did he ask him?
First, he asked him where he was. The astronaut said he was at the International Space Station. Then, the reporter asked the astronaut what he did in space.
What did he say?
He said he had fixed a satellite and done some research.
What else did the reporter ask?
He asked him who was at the space station with him, and he also asked him when he was landing back on Earth. The astronaut said his work was nearly finished and that he was landing on Earth in 4 days.
Okay. Who was interviewed on the news? An astronaut who was interviewed on the news. Today we are going to learn about reported speech WH questions. When we report WH questions, the word order changes. The direct speech, for example, where are you? He asked him where he was. So we converted the question form into a statement form. Okay, here the question word, the helping verb, then the subject. Here the question word, then the subject, then the helping verb in the past. Okay, why are you in space? He asked him why he was in space. What do you do in space? He asked him what he did in space. Who else is at the space station? He asked him who else was at the space station. When are you landing on Earth? He asked him when he was landing on Earth. Okay, so we convert the question form into a statement form. And of course, we converted the present tense into the past tense. Okay, here, read and circle. What's your name? Sarah asked. Sarah asked her what was her name, or her name was? Of course, her name was. Number 2. Where do you live? Tess asked. Tess asked him where he lives or where he lived. He lived because we need the past. We want the past. What's your favorite food? Asked Josh. Josh asked him what his food is or was. Was. The past. Why is Sandy sad? Asked John. John asked me why was Sandy or Sandy was sad. Sandy was sad. When are we eating lunch? Asked Dave. Dave asked him when. We are eating or we're eating lunch or are eating lunch? We're eating lunch. Who is your teacher? Asked Jessica. Jessica asked them who was their teacher or their teacher was. Their teacher was. Speaking, talk about the questions. What's your favorite food? They asked him what his favorite space food was. When are you going into space? The child asked him when he was going into space again. Why do you like your job? The child asked him why he liked his job. Where do astronauts sleep in space? The child asked him where astronauts slept in space. Okay, let's move to page 109. Okay, listen and read. Why can't Chip hear, Professor?
Listening 100. Listen and read. Why can't Chip hear Professor?
Turn off your mobile phones.
What did he say?
He told us to turn off our mobile phones.
Please leave quietly at the end of the show.
What did he say?
He asked us to leave quietly at the end of the show. Why don't you turn off your MP3 player?
Okay. You don't have to shout.
Okay, why can't Chip hear, Professor? Chip can't hear Professor because he is listening to his MP3 player. Reported speech commands. We use told with reported commands, like turn off your mobile phone. He told us to turn off our mobile phones. Don't touch my computer. He told me not to touch his computer. Yes. Reported speech requests. Use asked with reported requests. Please leave quietly. He asked them to leave quietly. Leave quietly at the end of the show. He asked them to leave quietly at the end of the show. So if we are asking someone to do something, request, we say asked. We use asked. But if we give commands, we use told. Okay, now read and write asked or told. Sit down, said the teacher. The teacher told the class to sit down. Number 2, please, can you tidy your room, said Alan's mother. Alan's mother asked him to tidy his room because this is a request. Don't eat the cake, Jane said. Here it's a comment. So Jane told Ray not to eat the cake. Number 4, don't talk, said the teacher. The teacher told the children not to talk because here it's a comment. Please, can you buy some milk, said Jim's mom. Jim's mom asked him to buy some milk. The last sentence here, turn off your phones, said the guide. The guide told the children to turn off their phones. Okay. Write the sentences in the reported speech. Turn off the TV, said Finn's mom. Finn's mom told him to turn off the TV. Please listen carefully, said the museum guide. The museum guide told the children to listen carefully. Please, can you sit down, said the teacher. The teacher asked the class to sit down. Don't be late, said Harry's mom. Harry's mom told him not to be late. Tidy your room, said Maya's dad. Maya's dad told her to tidy her room. Can you help me with my homework, said Mark. Mark asked his dad to help him with his homework. Okay, we come to the end of our session. Thank you for watching. See you next time, inshallah.